Okay, so welcome back to part two of how I ended up living with Michael Jackson's dad. So, like I last stated, we ended up at his house after eating. I ended up staying at the house for I want to say like 4 hours. I was in the house for 4 hours. We were talking. Within that time, I want to say like within an hour, Erickson ended up, retiring to his bedroom. And then it was just me and Mr. Jackson in one of the living rooms because they had multiple living rooms. So it was me and Mr. Jackson in one of the living rooms. When we did go out to eat, it was quite early in the day. I want to say maybe like one or somewhere around there. So after brunch, by the time we got to the house and we finished speaking, I didn't leave his house until it was kind of dark outside when I ended up leaving the house. While I was in there, he sat in the living room. It was like on a single person chair almost, but there was room at the end where people can still sit on it. So that's where I was. He was sitting at the top of it. I was sitting at the end of it, and we spent just about the entire night speaking. He was talking about, his children and, how he missed his son, of course, and things like that. And in the midst of everything, he asked me, he goes, "So why haven't you asked me the question yet?" And I'm like, "What question?" He was like, "Most people ask me within moments, seconds of meeting me if they can have a photo with me. You never asked if you can have a picture with me." And I'm like, "Well, are you asking me to take a picture with you, or do you want to take a picture of me?" Like, I'm just like giving it back to him because what do you want me to say at that point? So I actually didn't end up taking a picture with him that day. So he actually also told me while we were sitting there, he was like, "Do you know why I reached out to you?" And I'm like, "No." He goes, "Well, no one's ever done what you've done." I was like, "I just helped you out of a car accident. I didn't really do anything." He goes, "No, you asked me, or you told me if I need anything that I can call you." And I was like, "Yeah, I meant that." And he was like, "And you don't want anything in return?" I was like, "No, there's nothing for you to give." And I had to let him know that I was like, "Honestly, I didn't even know who you were." He goes, "You didn't know who I was?" I was like, "I did not know who you were. All I know is I was on my way to work and I was helping an older man in what I thought to be his son out of the vehicle." So, like I said, we ended up talking the whole night. When I left there, I ended up calling my mom, of course, and telling her about the whole interaction that I had with him. She was super excited, but like in disbelief at the same time, right? So the days passed. I believe it was like maybe another like couple, 3 days here that had passed. And while I was at work again, I get another call from Erickson. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I was on my break at work and I'm like, "Well, I'm just sitting in my car. I was thinking about quitting this job." He was like, "Well, what do you have planned next?" I'm like, "I don't really know. It's not me. The job isn't me." He goes, "Well, I'm retiring. Come work for Mr. Jackson." And I'm sitting there on the phone like, and he goes, "Hello, are you still there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here." I was like, "What did you say?" He was like, "I just asked you if you want to come work for Mr. Jackson." So I'm like, "Yeah." Mind you, I didn't know what I was saying yeah to. I just said yeah. And so I go back into work and I'm sitting there at my desk like this, like super quiet. And the guy next to me, my coworker next to me, he goes, "What's wrong with you?" I was like, "Nothing." He was like, "Well, why are you acting different?" I was like, Joe Jackson, just asked me to come and work for him. I was like, well, his personal assistant told me to come work for him. And the guy goes, why are you still here? I said, I don't know why I'm still here. He was like, you need to get up and go and see about the job. So I literally like I have all my stuff like on my desk. I'm literally like gathering my stuff, but I'm like doing it like as if it's not me doing it, but I know I'm doing it because my body is moving. So I get up, I go to my car, I call my mom again, and I'm heading home. And I'm like in such disbelief to where like I know what I'm doing something, but I don't know what's making me do it basically. Like as if my body just got its own thing going, right? So I get home after work, chill out a little bit. Erickson did tell me to meet them back at the place. He said, made sure I knew the address still. I told him, yeah, I have it. He was like, be here. Maybe like it was like 2 o'clock ish. Be here tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So that's what I did. I got dressed. I went over there. I was there before 2 o'clock, got let into the gate and everything. I get in there, they're all like, hi, the greetings and things like that. And then Erickson gives me like this strange look at. I'm like, what? He looks at me like, I'm like, did I do something? What's going on? He goes, where are your bags? And I was like, my bags? I was like, they're at home. He goes, well, you need to leave. You need to go pack all your stuff and you're moving in. So again, my body did just that. I went home, I packed up all of my stuff, and I moved in. I got the tour when I came in. They let me pick my bedroom. It was a nice bedroom. In my bathroom, the exit led to a swimming pool. So I have my own entrance to the pool. I have my own entrance to the house. Beautiful, beautiful house. And had, it was like, it was so weird because I knew once I picked my room that, okay, yeah, I live there. But them handing me like the gate clicker and the gate code and all of these different codes to do things that a person would do that live there, mail keys, all this stuff. Like I had everything, right? So I'm just in there. I'm in my bed that night like this. I wake up before everybody just because I didn't know what time he woke up. Everything is brand new to me. And I'm like, I'm scared as hell, right? Because you're working for Michael Jackson's dad. I'm scared as hell. So I wake up, like I said, before everybody. I'm dressed, I'm ready. And Mr. Jackson comes out of his room fully dressed. Nice hat, nice clean jacket. And he goes in the living room and he sits and waits for me. I prepare his food. Me and Erickson, I spend that day by Erickson's side so that he can like show me the word ropes. Like I want to know what he's doing, right? And during that time period, I want to say maybe it was like 3 days. Me and Erickson he's teaching me the ropes, right? So stick around for part 3. This is when everything gets real. Erickson leaves the damn country, and it's just me and Mr. Jackson in that house by ourselves for at least 2 weeks. So you can go ahead and comment your questions, anything you want to ask me, share it out, and I'll get back to you in part 3.